Hey everybody, welcome back to CCLP4. You know the drill, it's been a while, blah blah blah. Yeah, so I'm back playing this again, before I don't get into the motivation mood, or before I lose motivation to continue with this. Let's play some of this awesome set again. So, we apparently left off on Sewerway. And this level did pretty good in voting. It was one of those levels during, what was it? I want to say during CCLP1 voting that got a lot of feedback. I don't remember. I don't remember a lot about the CCLP1 voting, honestly. But the initial trick to this is pretty creative, honestly, with the little gimmick at the start. And normally I wouldn't like something like that, but it's pretty clever. And the whole level itself is pretty well designed. So this was definitely a super strong pick for not just the set, but during the, what you want to call it, the preliminary stage, aka during the testing stage of the set, when we first started working on CCLP4 before voting. Okay, now we go down here. Now this section's kind of weird in that you don't need that block, but you do need it later. So yeah, this level comes from RCP1, which I never really got a chance to play it because I wasn't part of the community when this set was, or not this set, but when RCP1 was released. And it was just one of those sets I never really looked at per se. I still haven't really looked at it, so a lot of Archie's levels in both this set and CCLP1 are probably some of my favorites of his. There's a couple other levels he designed that I like that probably will never see the light of day, but who knows. Okay, so now we just use these 5 blocks. I think I have all 5. I think I have the remaining 3 blue keys. I'm not 100% sure though. Yeah, this level's pretty straightforward. It's just a lot of block pushing, really, but it's the way it does it, I think, is pretty cool. So and it's not as tedious as it looks either, which is also a huge plus. I almost screwed that block. Alright, that was by Archie. Didn't get an improvement, but that's okay. Seal doors in the spacecraft. Find a way through the seal doors and gain control of your spacecraft. So this level I designed back in Josh L4, like early Josh L4, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty satisfied with how this puzzle turned out. It's definitely one of those levels I didn't expect to work, and it works. There's a little link shortcut where you can just use the explosion of the bomb to partial post. But I don't think the bold solution in links is faster despite that. The bold for this in MS though is pretty legit. I am super satisfied to have confirmed it. That's a pretty simple partial posting level. I like it. And I'm using that one to design spacecraft type levels or space levels in general, but that's the overall aesthetic I went with, and well, the title has a little ring to it, I feel. So not really much about the design to talk about, because it is one of those levels I designed quite a long time ago, and I don't particularly remember, but I think I wanted just to have a small partial posting puzzle, if I remember right. Anyway, Technopathic. So this level was formerly known as Technopathic, and this actually did really well in voting. Tyler still doesn't really understand why it did so well, but I kind of do. That being said, I didn't necessarily give it a super high rating. I think I gave it a 4, if I remember right. But this level has a pretty interesting approach in monster dodging, in that you can do the level in any order you want, or you can start with this room or the other room at no consequence, which I think what made the level do good in voting. Okay, that walker was a little too close for comfort. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, I'm not playing MSCC. That's right. Alright, let's start with this section. And each section of this level is different too, which is really nice. And apparently this block checkerboard has more than one solution. I always solve this section differently. And of course we have a recessed wall thing, which CCLP4 has quite a few of those bits, but honestly not as many as I expected CCLP4 to have. Okay. I don't think I had to really do that. Oh yeah, I did. Alright. Yeah, you can skip a pop-up wall. I don't think that really matters. And this is where the monster dodging gets a little confusing, but overall it's pretty straightforward. Okay, now to the other section. So yeah, I think Tyler renamed it to this title just to make the title make sense, I want to say. I should have gone for the... There we go. I risked it with the blob, but... Oh, are you serious? Okay. I guess we'll do this room first. I didn't think the walker would move. Well, I knew it was gonna move, but I thought it was one space farther than what it was. This side arguably has more monster dodging, so it's probably best to start with this side anyway. Oh, come on, Blob. So yeah, sorry if I'm kind of out of it. A lot has changed. Well, not really changed, but a lot has happened over the past, well, whenever the last time I recorded a video from this was. For starters, I know I mentioned this in, I think, a ZK Adventure video, or maybe it was one of these videos. I don't remember. But I did have a second job the last time I recorded. However, I decided to quit that said job last Monday, or actually last Saturday, a week ago. And not that I owe an explanation or anything, but it is worth explaining in some way. It was a choice. I chose to quit, and the main reason was because it didn't meet up to the expectations I expected. I mean, it was for a car dealership, and I don't know about any one of you guys, but you would think a car dealership would be super professional and all that sort of stuff. Well, the one I worked for wasn't. And honestly, it was more stressful than fun. It wasn't as fun or anything as I anticipated. Wasn't enjoyable, wasn't professional. And I guess I'll do this. But yeah, I chose to quit because it didn't meet up to the expectations I wanted, and honestly, it wasn't even worth having to start with. I wasn't getting anything special out of it, no benefits or extra pay or nothing. It was just another minimum wage paying job, so it wasn't really worth keeping. So I quit and stuck with my original job, which I still have, and I'm getting like triple the hours as than I was getting before. So because my boss was just so thrilled that I quote unquote came back. Alright. Unmitigated hint factory disaster with the password ARG, which is pretty fitting, and that was generated just for the record. That wasn't planned or nothing. That was a automatically generated password when we assembled the set. So yeah, don't push blocks onto hints. So I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite maze levels in this whole set. I love this aesthetic so much, it's not even funny. Hints used as aesthetics is very. This is without a doubt the first official use of hints as aesthetics. To this degree, I know Nectar Meadow uses them too, but not to this level at all. I'm already getting lost. I think I have to go back up this way. I think the addition of the block pushing parts makes it more interesting, even more confusing, and the chips that you can't even reach just add more confusion to this, which I love. I absolutely love that. Oh wait, did I push the block onto the hint? I wasn't paying attention. I think I did. Okay. So apparently this level's bold is absurd from what I understand. Yeah, I did push it all the way down. Alright, there we go. Get that one. I feel like I'm missing like a whole part to this, but I don't think I am. There's that, there's that. Okay, I am missing one. Ah, right here. How did I miss that? Oh well. That was by Jeffrey, which is an awesome level. It is worth mentioning that during the level ordering part, or like I think like the first versions of the level order, or either the official first part of the level order, or it was probably my own personal level order. I don't remember which one, but I do remember having this level ordered at well, I think the level as level 148 for the set. And as you can see, the gameplay and the the use of aesthetics, it just makes the level look like what the fuck ish. And I still do kind of wish it was level 148 instead of what is 148 in this set personally. But they're both weird levels, so I mean I guess they're okay, but I think this would have been a stronger one in my opinion. But either way, they're both pretty nice. So flow state is level 76, and I played this back in Ultimate Chip 5, so there's really nothing new or anything I can say to this. However, apparently the one in apparently the level in Ultimate Chip 5 was busted, and that was the version that was in voting. Well, this did pretty well in voting, so we decided to, well, fix it, of course. And there's still a quote-unquote bust to this, in that you can skip a red key. I don't know how exactly. I haven't tried it, and I don't really want to try it here. But the whole concept of this level is really impressive. How everything just happens to line up, and I don't know how I didn't see that. But there are a couple different versions of fixes for this level, one of which had thin walls on this tile and this tile right here, so you couldn't interfere with the ball. I think that's what it was. Oh, I think the section up, the initial key collection part at the start was changed to at one point, but it was all reverted back to the original once we found the simplified bust fix. But overall, this level is pretty fun. It wasn't one of my initial picks for the set, and the reason why was not against the level at all. I just felt there were other concepts that were worth representing instead of something like this, which was my main reason for not including it in my own list when we were figuring out what levels to include in CCLP4. Nothing against the level itself, though. I just felt there were other concepts worth focusing on. But this did, I think it was like 82nd place, if I remember right. And then this traps the ball, so you can get the last 2 keys. But the busted version was pretty fun. You can collect all the red keys in one go, which I thought was pretty cool. Alright. So now, oh, is that the bust? Or is that the red key skip? Yeah, that is the red key skip, I think. Yeah, that's the red key skip. Okay. But the level's still pretty much the same for the most part, so. Alright. Fun stuff. Brick block facility. Starting on a pop-up wall because that's awesome. Some items are under blocks. Use recessed walls whenever necessary. That hint was originally under this block, by the way. So this is a level I designed back in Josh L5. I say back like it was a long time ago, but it really wasn't. And this wasn't one of my picks either, mainly because I feel like this, well, honestly, I don't really have anything negative to say about this level. I know this might not be people's favorite level ever, or like someone's favorite level ever, because of the items under blocks bit, but it is mentioned in the hint, so I mean it is to be expected. But overall, this whole concept is pretty interesting, I think. And I'm so happy with that teleport bit. How it gets stuck like that. I think if I could change one thing about this level, I would change the red key being pushed, or pushing the block over the red key, because if you forget about that, you do get cooked, or the level gets cooked. So I do wish I changed that before we released the set, but I never really thought anything of it. So, but the level started out with the aesthetic of the block pop-up wall checkerboard layout, and I built the level around it. And a lot of people felt this level was unique enough to include, so I decided to do the same. And you actually don't need the fire boots, which I was not aware of until the set was released. So, but it's kind of tricky to get the fire boots anyway, so I'm kind of happy that they're not required. I want to say you just do something like this. Yeah, something like that. And that's the level. So I didn't think the fire boots were extra. I'm kind of glad that there's a way to skip them. I think that's pretty clever. I originally didn't like it when I first found out about it, but upon figuring how you don't need them is pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, Aquatic Ruins. Once you finish exploring the ruins, use the blocks in the room below to reach the exit. So the biggest debate, or not the biggest debate ever, the biggest debate we had with this level was this or Holiday Trail. Which for some reason people felt were very different levels, which I don't understand. I still don't understand how they're different levels. I mean, they're differently designed, of course, but they're the same general nature type of level. You know, nothing but collection and use keys wisely, etc., etc. A lot of people actually preferred Holiday Trail instead of this. I wasn't one of those people. I actually wanted this to be in the set instead of Holiday Trail because I felt like Holiday Trail was just a little too easy. And I'm not going to get that other one. And I think that's all I can do right there. Okay, what else can I do? Oh, wow, I am so out of it right now. Wow, I am an idiot. I'm more of an idiot for that. I mean, when we were first assembling the set, I want to say I was for a Holiday Trail instead of this because the one difference I can see with this level and Holiday Trail is that this level has more ways to die, or you're more prone to dying in this level over Holiday Trail just because there's water in most of the level. Whereas Holiday Trail, there's only specks of fire here and there. And bombs, of course, but still, I think this level does a better job with the collection based stuff. And while I don't have any of this stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Oh, are you serious? Come on. Yeah, this is what I mean by the prone to dying. I don't know if that was worth a trade, but oh well. So another thing worth mentioning about this level was literally like right before the set was released, there was a bust this level had that we caught like right before we released the set. And luckily the fix was super easy, which was good on Jeffrey's part, of course. Alright, get that. And then I'll just take the long way around, I guess. Yeah, another reason why I'm so out of it is because earlier tonight I almost got into a car accident. Keyword is almost. I am perfectly fine, so don't worry about me. Just my nerves got pretty rattled up and everything like that. They're still kind of shooken up a little. Okay, I do have more than one blue key. Alright, where am I missing? There's 10 more. Four more? Where am I missing 4? Huh. Where am I missing 4 blocks? Ah, there we go. Oh, that's how I get there. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, some guy cut me off earlier when I was on a delivery run, and I had to swerve out of the way, off the road, to not hit him. So it was all bad, but there was no damages, there was no nothing. I didn't hit the guy or nothing like that. It was one of those like moments where it's like yeah, it's just one of those moments. My nerves were just completely shot, so it is what it is. I'm fine though. Okay, so spring is the next level. Featuring a great random force floor. Just gotta say, I love that random force floor placement. And I did not design the level, so I can say that. So this level is pretty... I have to say, this is a pretty fun level. I'm not gonna lie. I like the design of this level quite a bit. It's got some pretty cool ideas going for it with this block part and everything. And the thin wall aesthetic is something that CCLP4 definitely lacks a lot of, in my opinion. And while this level does help it quite a bit, and it's not just one of those scavenger hunt type levels, it's definitely very welcome. Okay, where am I going? Where is the yellow key? Or yellow lock. Here we go. Yeah, personally, I feel like if there was another level that did better, that primarily focused on thin walls, I probably would have pushed for that as well. This was a pretty obvious pick because this did, I think it was like top 10 or top 15 in voting. Andrew will clarify. He sent me a link to the voting results as a refresher, but honestly, I never really looked at it. I mean, I clicked on it and kind of skimmed through it, but it wasn't something I completely focused my attention on. Alright, so the hint says, even though I didn't read it, to not collect the fire boots, and I was going to read it to show it off, but I realized that wasn't a good idea. Okay. And it's even better that this level does not use a single north or west thin wall, which is absolutely amazing. Though I am getting back into the habit of using north and west thin walls due to my CCLP4 abridged series, which kind of requires me to use them in some cases, which I don't mind since they are abridged levels. But for the most part, I still don't care for them. And I like the fact that this resembles the start, just with gliders and going in the opposite direction. Okay, cover the brown buttons before you collect the fire boots. I restarted the level for you guys just to show that hint off. That better be appreciated. Okay, so I think I don't really remember this Sokoban. Yeah, I don't. Except wait, I do. There we go. That took a lot less time than I anticipated it to take. Okay, now I can collect the fire boots, which I have to go all the way around for, but that's okay. Alright, now it's just a little, not so much of a chase race type ending, but you need the fireball at the end, which is kind of cool. Alright. And that's Spring, part adapted, of course, by Tyler Sontag. I think the rest of his levels are gonna have that at the end of at the end of the author name. Actually, I don't think Monorail will. And Gimmick Isle definitely won't. Yeah, I'm spoiling some levels for the viewers, but honestly, if you're watching this, you most likely have already played CCLP4 or are nearly complete with it. So, yeah, probably not much of a spoiler. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. My commentary yet again was kind of wacky, I feel like, but hopefully it was still enjoyable and everything. I wanted to get a video out to you guys so you guys don't feel like there's something wrong, because I forget who, I think it was Sparkman that messaged me on Discord asking me if there was something wrong because I wasn't uploading anything. And no, nothing's wrong. I've just been busy making that money and staying ahead of the financial world and such. That's all. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys for another CCLP4 video or ZK Adventure, whichever I decide to record next.